The Bob and Zip Show with Nick Kelly.
It's the Bob and Zip Show with Ed Kelly. Special holiday edition. Bye-bye, sayonara to 2020. Coming to you recorded live from Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Michigan, Vermont, and Massachusetts.
The Bob and Zip Show with Nick Kelly. The Bob and Zip Show with Nick Kelly.
We begin in Los Angeles, California, where my sons, Keith and Andrew, because they're young and infallible and immortal, they're all getting together for a super spreader event called Christmas.
Well, come on. I mean, everyone's saying don't travel, but it's like this is the first time everyone in our family has been unemployed at the same time. Chance we got.
That is true. It's a good time. And by the way, I don't mean to be critical about that. Tonight I was watching the news, and they did a breakdown, and sometimes it's good for people not to have this much information.
True that.
They did a breakdown of all the people that have died in our state, and it's not that many. And in fact, our state, about 125 people have passed away from COVID-19. Okay, of those, 70 of them were 80 years of age or older. Okay.
Is that a problem, Bob?
Sorry,
I don't know. I think that's a warped statistic because most people who live in Vermont are above 70 anyway.
Well, hang on. And by the way, Keith, you point out a really
brought
good
his
thing.
own jokes tonight.
But here's the thing.
I'm going off the cup. I'm not looking at any written material tonight.
Yeah, and neither am I. But what I'm telling you is that that's a very good point, because every statistic can be used to persuade you of one thing or another. Numbers are just numbers. So you got to take them with a grain of salt. But then the number of people that were between the age of 65 and 80 was like 30. If you took the number of people who passed away under the age of 65, it was 18 in the whole state. And so there's a part of me that totally understands the people that think this is all fake. It's like more of you guys are going to get killed slipping on the ice, even in Los Angeles.
It did rain yesterday. Everyone was freaking out about it. Yeah.
People
I
drowned.
think they're going to hold one of those flyovers for all the people that had to stay indoors.
Anyway, it made me think that, ageism is, it's a real thing. And is someone's, like if I was on the Titanic and there was only room in the lifeboat for my grandchild and I'm 80, I'm like, you go. You know what I mean? But with this thing, it's really the old people. And I don't know what to do with that.
What do you do with that?
Stay in the house.
I'm being careful. The rest of yous, party hardy.
I mean,
your
we're not
brain
getting
dead.
crazy. We're getting tested before we visit.
He's
and-
literally throwing out Wayne's World quotes like the rest of us party hardy.
That's the oldest movie he remembers, actually. That's the only,
Sure.
That's the most recent movie.
We started on the
whip
theme of
out the rattling
ageism, so
stick?
you might as well roll with it.
Sure.
Anyway, your thoughts are invited. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, no, it's great. We're in a, we get tested before we visit, and we don't have friends anyway, so it's pretty easy. Keith actually was joking around because one of their really good friends got coronavirus, and they were excited because in a month now they can actually have a play date with each other's kids.
There you go.
Yeah. It's like a good thing in a way to get over.
Herd immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing okay. I mean, they didn't get it really bad. I think there's a super virus going on around here, and there's also more of a mild case Corona Light. So I don't know.
Less calories. Yeah.
Are
yeah.
you,
Less calories,
Are you
organic.
working for Andrew now, writing jokes for him? Or is it...
Sponsored by Athletic Greens.
Yeah, there's also super gonorrhea going around, so you gotta be careful about that.
Hey, gonorrhea.
But it's also, everyone's pretty distant. Every yard is huge out here. It's Calabasas, where Santa visits more than once a year. They actually, those Lexus commercials where they come outside and there's a bow on the car? They film those here every week. They don't even have to get actors. Just people buy new cars all the time. It's pretty cool.
Real people.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Did you hear the story? Keith has a famous neighbor that he had no idea who he was.
I heard you talked. Did you post this or did you talk to your mom?
I posted it on Facebook.
Okay,
yeah.
which was he won't see it because he doesn't do Facebook, and I'm proud of him for that. But set it up because I have no idea who it is.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't know who it is even if we told you. So,
but I know now where I get it from.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, people were guessing
wasn't in
classic
Wayne's
rock
World,
artists,
so-
and I was thinking you wouldn't know who it is if it was one of those. So, go
Sure.
ahead.
Yeah, his music video wasn't in black and white, so it's a little past your era, but
And it's not Paul McCartney.
yeah.
Okay, no. So
He's a Super Bowl. He's performed at the Super Bowl, and he has billions and billions of online streams.
so it's not
but,
Jay-Z or somebody like that.
It's I don't know if I want to out the guy, but
But it's a neighbor in his neighborhood?
yeah, we were walking by, and he has like turkeys to feed, and he just happened to be hanging out by his fence. Maybe he's a lonely guy, and
You recognized him and you were like, oh my God.
Well,
that's-
Keith actually told me a few months ago, like, I think this guy is in this band. I think he's like the drummer. But I was like, that doesn't make sense because it's like a techno group that doesn't have a drummer.
Right.
And
I didn't
so-
know the band. I'm like you, Dad. I really don't know faces of famous people
I have a
or
hard time
artists
with that,
or
yeah.
any of that. Yeah.
If he hadn't told me who he thought the band was earlier, I wouldn't have recognized him. But then as soon as we met him this Christmas, we were hanging out. He came down and was chatting with us, and he invited us a tour on both. He bought a second house in the same neighborhood just for fun. And
Sure.
he's doing great.
Bobby. Yeah.
And
Sir,
but
Sir
so
Bling
anyway,
a lot, I believe his name is.
we're cool. He's a nice guy, and we I was debating on telling Keith because I thought like, oh, I don't want him to embarrass himself in front of his new friend. Just let it happen naturally.
Yeah. It's cool if someone doesn't know who
No,
you
but
are.
it's really cool to I'm sure it's endearing for him that I treat him like a regular person. I mean, Dad, I was handing him little 4-ounce jugs of your maple syrup just because I was like, we're new to the neighborhood. Nice to meet you. Here's
Right.
some maple syrup.
Wow.
So.
But it was funny to watch. Keith was like gonna ask for his number, but he looked like he was asking a girl out. Where he was, like, should I just leave a note in your mailbox or something? The guy's like, just take my phone number. But so on the way home, I was trying to like sing the lyrics to Keith to see if he would recognize it, but he didn't. And then when we got back to the house, I was playing some of his music videos on YouTube.
One of his videos had 2.5 billion views on YouTube.
Oh no.
It's CeeLo Green, right?
Nope.
No.
Keep guessing, but
Bruno Mars.
I mean, you'll never. I mean, even if I told you, you would be like, "Who?"
Oh,
But,
so not one that it's not
maybe
a crossover.
it's actually safer to say that because even your audience will be like, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
It's a band called LMFAO.
LMFAO.
Laughing my effing ass off.
That's the name of their band. Yeah.
See, at least I know a few cool acronyms.
Oh yeah, you got the. Did you Google that right there? But it's fine. But I was playing some of his music for Keith later, and then he's kind of like, oh, I think I remember this kind of, and it's like, oh, that was the most famous song of that year or whatever. But then what was funny is Keith's 3-year-old walked up and was watching the music video and goes, I know who this is.
Georgia.
Because his music was featured in the Trolls movie. So she goes, that's the guy in the Trolls film or whatever.
Big money.
That's nice.
And but then halfway through the music video, there's a close-up shot of a man in a thong, and so we were like scrambling to turn the video off. Like,
for the granddaughter. Yeah.
we don't want that to be the introduction to her. We don't want her to meet him later and be like, "I've seen your penis." That's not how you make friends in the neighborhood. But But yeah, fun times.
Yeah, it's so cool to be in LA, and like you guys ran into Jay Leno a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's great. I like them, all these guys. They dress kind of funny, but I suppose that's how their dad dressed.
Sorry, we don't wear jean jackets, but
Yeah, and you guys wearing denim or not? Because I got a few extra shirts if you want them, guys.
yeah, I don't know if they'll fit me, but
Denim's making a comeback right now.
Oh, they never went away from me.
Now, Jay Leno, literally for 25 years, and I've met him 4 or 5 times, but I've never seen him wearing anything but a denim shirt. That's it.
It's comfortable.
yeah.
Yeah. There are other famous people who've only worn one thing. Steve Jobs, famously, of Apple. You remember Steve Jobs?
Right. Ronald McDonald, never came to public.
Can I finish telling this story?
Sorry, can I? You hired me to make
Spider-Man.
jokes, okay? Spider-Man.
So,
Come on.
you're used to being all up alone on stage. No one's fighting you for punchlines. I get it.
right.
So Steve Jobs had. Do you know what he wore? Do you remember what he wore?
Turtleneck.
He wore a black turtleneck, and it was the only. And he had a closet full of the exact same black turtleneck.
Wow, what a creative guy.
And
That's a good one.
Where's the bell? Why'd you get rid of the bell, Dad?
oh, I got the bell. You'd have to earn it.
Oh, he doesn't find that joke worthy.
You have to say maple syrup.
He only uses it on his jokes.
Yeah.
But,
No, I use it anytime I feel that someone has
sure.
stooped pretty
Well,
low.
hey, I don't
Yeah.
want to pressure you into the bell, but
ahead.
but you've missed a few. But
It's the maple syrup show.